Naval for joining us and sharing your insight throughout this topic. Now we move on. Ukraine says Russia launched one of its heaviest overnight assaults, firing more than 570 drones and 40 missiles. President Volodymyr Zelensky says many were intercepted, but civilian areas were hit. A U.S.-owned factory in Mukachevo was destroyed, which he called a deliberate strike on American investment. Russia, meanwhile, claims to have captured a village in Donetsk and says it struck Ukrainian energy, military, and airfield facilities. Moscow also released videos showing its troops using explosives in the region. And in other developments, Ukraine says it has 11 billion cubic meters of gas in underground storage, while Russia says it has begun naval drills in the Baltic Sea. Now for this, we are joined by Thomas Porteous. He's an anchor and correspondent at NewsX World. Thank you, Thomas, for joining us. What more can you tell us about the ongoing situation with Ukraine and Russia?
Well, of course, as you've said, Asuma, the aerial barrage continues from Russia onto Ukrainian soil, mainly focusing on those areas in the east of Ukraine that Russia are particularly keen on taking. This time it's Donetsk. 574 drones flew overnight into Ukraine, most of which have been intercepted. This comes obviously as Russia, as you said, have launched these huge naval exercises as a display of strength given the Western sanctions against Russia. Russia continues to show it has military strength, it has the latest military capabilities on land, sea and air. This comes as well following Ukraine's testing of a new Flamingo missile, which occurred yesterday. Both sides flexing their strength on the battlefield. The Flamingo missile, which can launch 3,000 kilometers, that again shows Kiev's strength. It was supplied by European powers and sold to by the United States. An obvious diplomatic backdrop is here. Zelensky accuses Moscow of not being serious about peace. Of course, these aerial attacks show an element of that as they continue to escalate. Of course, everyone is anticipating whether that trilateral meeting with Donald Trump, with Vladimir Zelensky, with Vladimir Putin is going to happen within the coming weeks. We will, of course, here on NewsX World keep you tuned on all fronts, whether that's on the battlefield or diplomatically in regards to the Russia-Ukraine war.
Thank you very much, Thomas, for joining us and sharing that insight. Now, Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif met Chinese